Guns, one of the most powerful, controversial, and transformative inventions in human history. They've shaped empires, won wars, sparked revolutions, and ignited fierce debates that still rage today. But where did they come from? How do we get from this to this? Our story begins in ancient China during the Tang Dynasty in the 9th century, a time of great philosophical exploration and scientific discovery. It was during this period that Taoist alchemists, dedicated to uncovering the secrets of the universe, stumbled upon what would become one of the most important chemical compounds in human history: gunpowder. Taoists believe in the harmony between humans and the natural world, and one of their deepest desires was to unlock the secrets of immortality. They were searching for the elixir of life, a mythical substance that would grant eternal life and bring them closer to the divine. The Taoist search was driven by a spiritual quest to transcend the physical limitations of the human body. Ironically, in their pursuit of everlasting life, they created a substance, gunpowder, that would become synonymous with death and destruction. Mixing saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal in their quest for immortality, they accidentally created a substance that could explode when ignited. Soon after, the first military applications were born. The earliest of these was the fire lance, a bamboo or metal tube attached to a spear, used to launch flames and shrapnel at enemies. While it wasn't yet a gun in the way we think of it today, it laid the foundation for what was to come. By the 13th century, Chinese engineers improved upon the fire lance, developing the first hand cannons. These bronze or iron tubes could fire projectiles using gunpowder. Though crude and difficult to aim, hand cannons brought explosive power to the battlefield. As gunpowder technology spread westward via trade routes like the Silk Road, it soon reached the Middle East and eventually Europe. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of warfare, one where traditional melee combat would gradually be replaced by the power of firearms. By the 16th century, firearms had evolved dramatically. In Europe, the invention of the matchlock musket signaled the next big leap forward. Unlike the hand cannons of old, muskets were long-barreled, shoulder-fired weapons designed for use by foot soldiers. They had greater range and power, though they were still far from accurate. Despite their increased power, early muskets were slow and cumbersome. Reloading could take up to a minute, and soldiers were vulnerable while doing so. The ignition system relied on a burning match cord that had to be manually touched to a pan of gunpowder to fire, making them unreliable, especially in wet conditions. However, this all changed in the 17th century with the invention of the flintlock mechanism. Instead of a match cord, the flintlock used a piece of flint, striking steel to create a spark that ignited the gunpowder. This innovation drastically improved the reliability and usability of firearms. Flintlocks could now be fired quickly, efficiently, and in almost any weather, making them the preferred weapon for soldiers and civilians alike. These weapons would be pivotal in conflicts such as the English Civil War, the American Revolutionary War, and the Napoleonic Wars, where armies clashed in large formations, muskets blazing across battlefields. During the Napoleonic Wars, the flintlock musket became an essential part of every infantryman's arsenal. But while these weapons dominated the battlefield, they were still hampered by their inaccuracy. Entire lines of soldiers would fire in unison, hoping that at least some of the musket balls would hit their targets. In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution would forever change the way firearms were made and used. For the first time, guns could be mass-produced in factories, making them more accessible, reliable, and affordable. One of the most important innovations of this time was Samuel Colt's invention of the revolver in 1836. The Colt revolver used a rotating cylinder to hold multiple rounds, allowing the user to fire several shots without needing to reload after every shot. This changed the game, especially in the American West, where revolvers became a symbol of frontier justice. At the same time, another American innovation, the Winchester lever-action rifle, became known as the gun that won the West. Its lever-action mechanism allowed for rapid firing and reloading, making it a favorite of cowboys, lawmen, and outlaws alike. Rifles, with their grooved barrels, also became more widespread during the American Civil War. The rifling gave bullets a spin, vastly improving accuracy and range. Soldiers could now hit targets at much greater distances than ever before. Rifled muskets and breech-loading firearms changed the nature of warfare, making battles deadlier and more strategic. Perhaps one of the most significant innovations of the time was the development of self-contained cartridges. Previously, loading a gun was a complex process involving multiple steps. Cartridges combined the bullet, gunpowder, and primer into a single unit, streamlining the loading process and allowing for much faster firing rates. The 20th century saw the rise of semi-automatic and automatic weapons, which revolutionized modern warfare. One of the earliest and most impactful examples was the Maxim machine gun, introduced in the late 19th century but becoming widely used in World War I. The Maxim gun could fire hundreds of rounds per minute, making it far deadlier than anything the world had seen before. Entire battle strategies had to adapt to this new reality, as machine guns mowed down waves of soldiers in the trench warfare. Meanwhile, the M1911 semi-automatic pistol, designed by John Browning and introduced in 1911, became the standard sidearm for American forces. This pistol remained in use through multiple wars and is still beloved for its reliability. But no firearm from the 20th century would be as iconic or widely used as the AK-47. Developed in 1947 by Soviet engineer Mikhail Kalashnikov, the AK-47 was designed to be simple, rugged, and effective. Its automatic fire capabilities and low production cost made it the weapon of choice for military forces and insurgent groups worldwide. Over 75 million AK-47s have been produced, making it the most widely used firearm in history. Today, firearms continue to evolve. Modern rifles like the AR-15 and M4 carbines are highly modular, allowing for customization with optics, lasers, and accessories. Special forces use rifles equipped with night vision, thermoscopes, and smart technology that enhances precision and minimizes collateral damage. Outside the battlefield, firearms play a significant role in civilian life, especially in countries like the United States, where over 390 million firearms are privately owned. From hunting and sport shooting to personal defense, guns are an integral part of American culture. But with this widespread ownership comes controversy and debate, particularly around issues like gun control and gun violence. From the ancient fire lance to the modern assault rifle, the evolution of firearms is a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of more effective tools for survival and conflict. Whether seen as instruments of protection or symbols of destruction, there's no denying the profound impact firearms have had on shaping our world. As technology continues to push the boundaries of what firearms can do, one thing remains clear: our relationship with these powerful tools is complex, ever-evolving, and deeply tied to the history of humanity itself.